Liverpool are entering yet another transitional period, and after the season he had last season, a new manager in and manager out, and the key figures leaving, this could be one of the biggest in the club's history. Arne Slot's gone, Andoni Iraola is in, Mohamed Salah and Andy Robertson has gone, so that sort of Klopp spine of the team is now beginning to leave. But with Iraola coming in, he's brought his coaches in, one new signing already. I think Liverpool already sort of know what side they're trying to become. For years, Liverpool were built on a strong identity, started by Jurgen Klopp and even to a certain extent Arne Slot, who won the title in his first season. But with now them sort of figures gone and now Salah gone, Liverpool need to start looking at the market for sort of new players around that, because you're never ever going to get a replacement for a player with the calibre of Mohamed Salah. It's sort of about looking about who's that sort of next gen up and coming player in that regard. Obviously Víctor Muñoz has now come in, you've got young players there ready via wing and Moe. You know, you could chip in with more forward players such as Cody Gakpo and Alexander Isak for more goals. Obviously there's the key links to RB Leipzig's Yan Diomande, whether Liverpool will pay the £112 million price tag that RB Leipzig have set on Yan Diomande remains to be seen. But an out-and-out Mohamed Salah replacement is going to be near enough impossible, especially with the output that the Egyptian had put up for Liverpool for 9 years. Obviously establishing the fact that Mohamed Salah is now no longer here, and a like-for-like replacement is bordering on impossible. The question really does beg is, how do Liverpool build the next version of their attack? Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about the new manager, Andoni Iraola, who last season achieved remarkable things at AFC Bournemouth, getting the club into Europe for the first ever time, a club primarily who have played in the 3rd and 4th divisions of English football. The rise has been remarkable, and Iraola has carried that on and got Bournemouth into Europe, which is an insane job. But now he's the Liverpool manager. But my only sort of thing about it is, at the minute, the only question mark that I have is nothing to do with the style of play. Is it, you know, the clubs he's been at, he's done the success, and then the scrutiny that is going to come with Liverpool, which is one of the biggest jobs in the world, never mind just in England, in the world. It's very heavily scrutinised by everyone. Everyone will have their eyes on it. So how will they adapt to that? Now, if you watched the Bournemouth side last season, it was very, attack and free-flowing, risk. We played with risk and rewards, which is something, the fans want to see. It's not about being conformist and very conservative football, which at times Liverpool were last season, when we were found very guilty of it last season, which, with the type of players that Liverpool have, you can't really afford to do that. Liverpool expect, heavy metal football, which to be used to for 9 years, and had great success with Jurgen Klopp. You got really, top attacking players, and when the ball's sort of more in the middle quarter or your quarter, back quarter of the pitch, it's not, a Liverpool stand. It's not what Liverpool expect. So the fact that it's a manager that's coming in who is primarily based off high intensity attacking football could really suit. One, it'll definitely suit the fans. The fans have got something to be excited about. But it'll just suit the style that Liverpool play, especially the creative machines that Liverpool have in the engine room, which I think is a really big topic point, with Florian Wirtz, McAllister, Szoboszlai, who are more players with a keen eye, going forward towards goal, and link and play with the strikers and the wingers. Because Liverpool going forward last season, I've already touched on it, but it was at times really bland, really poor. The output was not as it was in previous seasons. So the fact that, we've one attacking player, the one player that Liverpool have brought in at the minute is an attacker, and one heavily linked is Yan Diomande, and he is an attacking player too. So Liverpool's main priority, which has been touched on quite a lot over this window, is that they are prioritising attacking players, which is exciting, and it shows that it's good that the club are giving Iraola, backing him in regards to, how he wants his team, letting him have a little bit of a say in transfers and how he wants to play and stuff. So exciting, really, really, really exciting. In terms of that perspective, Liverpool will evidently have to target other areas of the pitch as well. I think defensive reinforcements are needed. But they're looking at the attack, and an attack that for years was one of the best in the world. If you think of Mane, Salah, Firmino, and even winning the league with Salah, who has a generational season, and you even had other attackers there like Luis Diaz, Cody Gakpo, who chipped in quite a lot. Darwin Núñez to an extent. Liverpool have been a really attacking side always, and the fact that attacking players are coming in, not just replacing Salah, but even on versatility across the forward line, I think is very, very important. Now, 3 attacking names that have been linked to Liverpool. One was already done in Víctor Muñoz, but the high-profile one is Yan Diomande, and there's been other links to PSG's Bradley Barcola as well. So I wanted to talk about how they would fit into Liverpool's plans. Now, Víctor Muñoz is a young Spanish player who's come in from Osasuna. 6 goals, 2 assists in La Liga last season. He's a young player, so, and that is another part of Liverpool's sort of recruitment plan, that they are targeting younger players, that they had to have an aim to, embed into the side, which is always good, that they bring more faith into the youth players, where we also have Rio and Gamoa there as well, who's nearly 18, and he proved this season that he is ready for more regular first team action, which I think Andoni Iraola can bring the absolute best out of him in his system, especially. But no, Víctor Muñoz is done. He's very, fast, he's physical, very strong, which suits. And the biggest thing as well is that he can play all across the forward line, which I think Liverpool will definitely need as well. We talk about the high-profile one, Yan Diomande. It's on everybody's lips at the minute in terms of a Liverpool perspective. Still battling PSG for his potential signature, but also battling over a transfer fee. Now, Liverpool did put one bid in, which was €100 million, which was knocked back by RB Leipzig. Understandable, because Diomande is their prized asset. They want to keep hold of him, so that it's completely understandable. And then secondly as well, £112 million is the asking price for Diomande now. Now, Liverpool have had names that have been said, if the Diomande deal doesn't get done, that they will target, but there's an internal feeling inside the club that they will get the deal done with Diomande. And if you watch him play, it's still, to a certain extent, it's still raw talent, while still getting 12 goals and 8 assists in the Bundesliga. It's just a very, very good output in its own. And I think that's where you talk about, you can't replace Salah like for like, because Salah was a winger and was scoring 30 goals near enough every season in all competitions. So it's not going to be. It's not going to be that. I feel like there's going to be more influence on the strikers as well, and the fact that Diomande can chip in with goals and assists, could breathe confidence, into sort of other players as well. Is he worth the money? That remains to be seen. Everything's inflated now in terms of transfer fees. So is anyone really worth anything? You don't know. So whether it remains to be seen if Liverpool do go for it. I'm not too sure, but certainly an exciting player, and one that will excite the fans if the deal does get done, which internally, and in my opinion, I think Liverpool will get it over the line. And finally was Bradley Barcola from PSG. It's a bit of an outlandish one, but I've seen his name in terms of Liverpool going for him. I've seen it quite a lot, and I like Barcola. I think he's a great player. You know, he's done well at PSG. He's got very much ready-made, you know, qualities that, you know, can fit in the Premier League. You know, I think the only real thing as well I have noticed at times, especially I think it was just the Champions League final when PSG played Arsenal. He come on, he rushed a shot a little bit. I think it was twice. He sort of snatched the chances, which again is something, as well as Liverpool of having fluid attacks, have also been used to. You know, in front of goal, maybe snatching the chances that come to them, but you know, that sort of happens. So again, whether Liverpool pursue, I know Arsenal are also in form as well. So, and amid a bit of a roadblock in his contract at PSG. So, whether Liverpool go for that, I think with Barcola and Diomande on the radar, I think Liverpool would probably just get one or the other. I don't think they'd. I mean, they could, you know, just look at last summer, for example. Liverpool could go and get them both, but I feel like internally, I think it needs to be a bit smarter with business. So maybe they could only get one of them done. I think the priority is Diomande, but Barcola, either way, is a fantastic player. Now, if you look at it, you know, Liverpool cannot rely on maybe consistent output all the time. Now, the building squads under Andoni Iraola, so they aren't looking for, well, they will be looking for the next superstar, but might not come straight away. So patience may be required as to terms of who they bring in, you know, transfer fees or whatever that can come will add added pressure as expected. But, you know, Liverpool are not, there's no like-for-like replacement with Salah, but attacking options certainly has now become a priority, and I feel like the names that Liverpool are linked with are also very exciting. So it remains to be seen what Liverpool do this window, but it does a few to keep an eye on.